Hello, everyone. Welcome to Aligned Almost, the podcast where we talk about navigating life, healing, and becoming more aligned one step at a time, even when we don't have it all figured out. My name is Bea.
And I'm Denise.
And this is episode 9, which is so... I feel like we say it like every time, but I love that we're doing this so much.
I know. It's so fun to be consistent with something that feels so good.
Yeah.
And just updating everyone on things that happen in our lives and making it applicable to the people that are listening, because that's the goal.
Yeah, and just like using our stories to help people not feel so alone. When like we're literally all experiencing a lot of the same things, but then it's like nobody talks about it because they're like, it's really vulnerable.
Yeah.
And we're just like, whatever, fuck it. We'll just put ourselves out there.
Right. And before we get started, we just want to ask everyone if you could please rate the podcast. It would mean the world to us just to have that support. And also if you could go to our Instagram at AlignedAlmost and give us a follow. Again, the engagement just helps us reach the people that need to hear it the most. Need to hear us the most. Rather.
And we have some fun content planned too.
Yeah.
So be sure to check that out and give us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And yeah. All right. Should we get into today's episode?
Yeah. So today we're just going to do a follow-up of last week with our dating experiment. And we are going to share really updates and some of the stuff that we've been learning that I think will help anybody that's navigating finding love or just working through navigating a relationship or just, trying to discover more about themselves when it comes to relationships.
Yeah, and even though we're talking about romantic relationships, in this context, I feel like it's still really applicable to, like, any kind of relationship. Because especially when you've got, like, wounds and stuff, like, that shit can be activated in literally any kind of relationship.
Yeah, I know. It's just the romantic ones kind of bring it more. Those are the most challenging, right?
Yeah, and intense.
Intense. And the people that you attract are mirrors, right?
Absolutely.
They're mirrors in some way. And I think that something that has shifted for me is realizing that they're mirrors and they're always here for me to learn something about myself.
Right.
So even the ones that don't work out in the way that I envisioned them to work out, I've learned something, and it's made me better each time. So,
yeah, even the really difficult ones. It's like, and that helps too with like the healing process for the difficult ones is when you can find like the lessons and find that and allow yourself to let it bring you like more home to yourself too, where you're not like, it just makes it easier.
Yeah, and when you look at it from a spiritual lens, it's also why did I want to encounter this person, and what was I hoping to learn from this so that I can be the best version of myself. So what was the lesson? And I think all these, even the small relationships that I've been forming that have just been like, I say relationships, and when I mean that, it's not like an official relationship, it's really an encounter. But I've learned something even with the ones that have only lasted like 1 or 2 weeks. And what I've realized is I've learned to filter through the bullshit so much quicker than before.
Yeah.
Because I would see the signs before and would be like, oh no, it's fine. Like it's okay. And I'm like, nope, I already see where this is going. I've been there, done that, and I'm not going to allow myself to do that again. And it's much easier to let go of something that's only been 2 weeks versus like 10 months or whatever.
Absolutely.
And I'm already over it.
Right?
I'm like, thank you for that. I saw the inconsistency. We're not doing that again.
On to the next.
Yeah. And so really last week I shared how I was just trying to get to know different people, and one of them was showing those signs of inconsistency, and I don't really know what was real or what was not, what was true, what wasn't. So it was just best to step away. Honestly, that's at the end of the day, I already know how that plays out. And if someone is going to show their best self at the beginning, right? That's the effort they're going to put in. And if that was I was already seeing that with 2 weeks. I'm not.
No.
It was exhausting already. And I'm like, no, we're not. I'm not doing this, oh, you're super like hot and heavy about me, and then you disappear for a day, and then you're back like, oh, sorry, the day got away. What the fuck does that even mean, the day got away from me? Like, I'm sorry, I'm a busy ass human. I don't use that bullshit excuse. The day got away from me. That's so pathetic.
It really is.
Yeah. I'm like, what did you like go into a comatose state. Like, I don't, like, that's the only reason. Like, were you in a coma?
Did you fall off the side of a mountain?
Yeah.
Like, did you plummet to the depths of the ocean? Like, what happened here?
No, and I'm not going to, and the thing is, I'm never going to know. And that, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to exhaust myself. That's too much energy. It's not fun anymore.
Right.
And when it's not fun, I mentioned last week, I want to have fun. That's not fun.
No, it's not fun at all.
So thank you. Goodbye.
Later.
On to the next.
Later, dude.
Yeah. And so just, it's nice to know that that's what those last relationships have taught me, is that the inconsistency doesn't go away. You don't win someone over by showing them your best self and bending over backwards. They end up respecting you less. And so have some respect and just be like, you know what? Bye. You don't even have to say anything, really. I mean,
No.
I always like to say something just because it makes me feel better.
Yeah.
Like, this is, you're inconsistent and I'm not doing this.
Yeah. And like, I think a lot of the times too, and I've noticed with myself in the past, it's like when in the very beginning you get those little like, they're really intuitive pings where you're like, I don't know, something is like kind of off here. Mm-hmm. But then you're like, well, maybe it's just me and my wounding. Like maybe it's like my abandonment issues or like whatever, right? And it's like I'm creating this, but then like looking back every single time it's been that like something has actually been off, whether we find out what it is or not, right? But it's like for some reason we put the blame, that's probably a fucking trauma response, honestly. Like we put the blame on ourselves, like, oh, like I'm just like there's something wrong with me and that's why it feels off. It's like no. And like literally like the people that are meant to be in your life will be in your life. So if like somebody comes into your life and you're like, this feels off, and you're like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. Like if they're meant to be in your life and it's like actually like a good, healthy connection that you're meant to experience, it will come back into your life. Like you don't have to grip onto things like so tightly because it's like a once in a lifetime opportunity. It's like, no, it's always like this or something better. Mm-hmm. Right. And, yeah, it's just, I think a lot of the times we put, like, that blame on ourselves, like, oh, I'm the problem. And it's like, no, literally, this guy's just a fucking loser. Like,
yeah. And you don't have to be nicer. You can still be a kind person. So there's a difference between kind and nice, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like nice is kind of like pushover. Kind is like you treat people with respect.
Yeah, like nice is like more like, I feel like when we fall into like our people pleasing tendencies and like that, we don't have to do that. But like being kind is just like an integrity thing. But also like you don't have to like be nice or kind to somebody who doesn't fucking deserve it or who isn't like showing it back to you, right? It's like you really, especially at the beginning of like getting to know people, you don't owe them anything.
Right.
Like, and I don't know, sometimes it's fun to just be like, you know what, I just feel like being a total bitch. I'm gonna play that role and see what happens. Like, I remember I replied to some guy, I'm not on the dating apps anymore, but like my week that I was, right? I replied to some guy and I was like, I feel like just being a total bitch right now and like making fun of one of his pictures or something. And I did. And I was like, okay. Like, I don't think he ever like responded, but I was like, that's fine. Like, I did what I wanted to do. Like, yeah, like
practice the art of like
the art of being a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because like the whole experiment with dating has really brought to the forefront what I want, but also I've realized there's like patterns. We as women think that the nicer we are, the kinder we are, the more that men will like us. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I was talking to B about this morning is men and women approach dating entirely different. And women always want to be the one that changes the man's mind. Mm-hmm. And what I've learned is you're not going to change a man's mind. You are not going to be the exception. Like you want them to see, oh, but I'm special. I'm different. We all, as women, I've talked to so many women that have that same frame of mind. Mm-hmm. And it's not, that doesn't happen. Like the man is very much who he says he is. And so a lot of the times you encounter these men where they want something casual and they express it. When they tell you that, believe it. Don't think that you're going to be the one that changes their mind, because I really have respect for men that do that. The ones that are like, hey, I'm from the get-go, this is casual, like I'm not really looking for anything. And what happens is women think, oh, okay, I'm going to go into this. He's going to see that I'm cool and I'm like the laid back chill girl. Mm-hmm. And so they end up deceiving themselves in the process, thinking that they're going to change this guy's mind. And in the end, the woman ends up unfulfilled and the man's just like, well, I told you this is what I wanted. And then they're like, no, you're an asshole. But really, can you blame the guy in that scenario? And I'm saying this from having been that woman.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying this from a judgmental perspective. I'm saying this like, that's not our job to change these men's minds. They are telling us, and you should have, I mean, not you should, but like realistically, I respect the men that are upfront about that stuff versus the ones that are deceitful and like, oh, let me pretend that I care and I'm going to like approach this in like a grimy way.
Right.
So that I can, because men are also smart. They know that the way to women is through emotions, right? Through like listening and things like that. Whereas men are super visual. Mm-hmm. And that leads me to something that I learned too. So as I shared, I have a lot of sexual energy, lots of it. And I think I kept telling myself, oh, I got to go out there and date so that I can like find somebody to sleep with. And now that I realize men are so fucking easy when it comes to that.
So easy.
Like you don't have to play into their emotions. You don't have to pretend to care about them. And
Nothing.
I got so much attention from that. And I didn't do anything with them. But now that I know that I can get somebody and like really fucking quickly. And I know to some people this is obvious, but to me, now that I know that, I'm like, oh, I don't want it.
Yeah. Too easy.
Okay. I'm good. Thanks for that. So I'm all right. Like, I don't feel like I need to go out there and, we'll see whoever earns it, really. Like,
yeah. And, like, that's, like, a good place to be, too. Because, like, they should have to work for it a little bit. I mean, they are so easy.
They're so, oh my gosh. Seriously, you can just tell a man, like, hey, let's do it. And then they're down. Whereas women, you got to take them to dinner or feed into their ego a little bit, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, we as women have it much easier if you're going through it or going in it with like a casual approach. Mm-hmm. So with me, that's kind of where I'm at. And I think that the interactions that I've had recently have made me realize that it's not that I want something casual. I do want one steady partner, but I just want somebody that's a little bit more explorative. And what that means is still like TBD, but
yeah, you're figuring it out.
Yeah. I just need something that's maybe unconventional. I'm not sure, but I want somebody that's just open to having those discussions and really just exploring. And I don't know if I've found that yet. So I'm just getting to know people and I'm taking that for face value. And I really appreciate the men that are upfront about it. Like there's one that I chat with here and there and he's only visiting for a little while. And he's like, I'm here for a little bit. And realistically, I'm like, yeah, he's here for a little bit. He's not going to be your husband. That's where old me would be like, well, maybe I can change his mind. And then he'll like fall in love with me and then stay or I'll travel. Well, I can't really travel with him. I have kids, but you get the point.
Yeah. But like communication is literally like so important. And the thing too that I've noticed about men is like a lot of the times very early on, they will tell you exactly who they are.
Oh yeah.
Like I remember my ex, granted he was high as fuck on meth at the time, but he was like, I'm going to manipulate you and I'm going to ruin your life.
Wait, he said that?
Yeah. Isn't that fucking insane?
Wait, that's wild.
Like, literally said that to me. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
What
like,
did you say?
I was like, don't do that.
You're like, no, don't.
Yeah, no, please don't. And I was like, why would you say that? I was like, I'm pretty sure I had told him that my last ex was, like, manipulative. Mm. It was, like, so weird, too. And, like, my memory of that relationship is super fuzzy from the trauma, but I remember that, and that was before I knew he was on meth. I just thought he was fucking, like, kind of wild. I was like, oh, this is new. But no, it was just meth. And yeah, he was just like, he said it kind of as a joke.
Yeah.
Like, he played it off as a joke. But then, like, I'm like, literally, that's what he did. Like, he literally did that. So it's like when I was scrolling, on the apps and stuff, and there's a guy who's like, I'm a degenerate. It's like, okay, he's like, yes, it's a joke, but, like, there's truth behind it. Like, even if he's not a degenerate, he thinks of himself that way in some capacity. Right. So, like, so we kind of just get stuck, and I don't know if it's, like, a self-esteem thing, because, like, I've been that woman, I mean, literally, been that woman, too, where it's just, like, oh, like, he's just joking, or, like, maybe this could be serious, or it's also, like, not being honest with yourself as a woman. Yep. Like, I'm not somebody, I've learned this about myself, I am not somebody who could handle casual connections. Like, I don't know if it's because I'm a water sign, or I'm just, like, I don't know what it is, but, like, I can't, that's just not my style, right? But like for the longest time, like in my early 20s, like I would lie to myself and be like, oh, like I can be a cool girl who can like have casual sex. And then I would feel like shit after it and I'd be like, why doesn't he want to be my boyfriend? Like,
they're feeding into that thing where you think, also, side note, sex is never going to make a guy like you. Just because they have sex with you does not mean they like you.
No.
Like, men are easy.
They're easy, but like also chemically that doesn't work for them. Like for a man, I'm not a scientist, so, you know, do your research. But for a man to like emotionally bond with you, he has to release this, I don't know if it's a hormone or what, but it's called vasopressin, and then also I think oxytocin. And the only way he can do that is if he's like actually doing something for you, like solving a problem for you, like helping you with something, like working on something together. And so if you just like go and bang, like you miss that window.
Yeah.
Like there's no drive for him to like, you know, go out of his way. And like that's not to say like that doesn't happen, but like chemically, like it's like a science thing. Like you just like can't. So it's like I think especially as women, it's like going into relationships, be honest with yourself about what you want, what feels right in your body at that time in your life, and listen to what they're saying. Like men are really simple, and like they'll literally tell you. You just have to listen, which is actually kind of funny because we always complain about men not listening to us. but then we're like, oh, but we're not going to listen to you, and we're going to like create this whole magical fantasy in our heads. And it's like, oh, he says he just wants casual sex, but I know I can change his mind. Like, I know he's going to want to be my husband in like 2 weeks. It's like, girl, no, like
that's not how it works.
That's not how it works.
And also, this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but ditch the rules. Like, I don't believe in dating coaches or anything like that because there are no rules when it comes to dating. Like, the rule is listen to yourself. Absolutely. That's the rule. Like, what feels good to you. If you want to sleep with that person on the first date, that's not going to be the deal breaker, really. I mean, there are very successful relationships where that has happened, but really it's what feels good. Like, if you want to do it, but don't do it to please that person or because you think it's going to make them like you. Do it because you want to do it. And it doesn't have to be as big as, like, sleeping with the person. That's with anything. So I think that, like, we put these rules, like, oh, no, not before 3 dates. I'm not going to, like, kiss them. You know, it's just, it doesn't have to be. There's no textbook for these kinds of things. We're humans. Like, we don't. In much the same way that there's no textbook for, like, parenting, right? Or raising a particular child. I mean, there is, like, not self-help books, but sort of, like, the parenting books. But either way, I don't think, like, ditch the rules is what I'm saying. That's my approach. Like, the only person that you need to be listening to is yourself. And also take what that person is telling you for face value. So don't be that girl that's like, this guy is telling you he's looking for casual. You thought you were going to change his mind. You didn't change his mind. And now you're pissed at him. Because I've been that girl, and now I'm, in hindsight, I'm like, well, if I just have listened to him.
Right.
And I want somebody that's going to plan, to take initiative, and none of these guys ever did. I always had to plan hanging out with them and stuff. And, like, it's just not what I want anymore. And I'm seeing that now, and it's okay. I don't have a lack mentality, even with the guys that I have, like, hung out with. Maybe they're not what I want long term. That doesn't make them a bad person either. Just a lack of alignment doesn't make them bad. And people can sit there and be like, well, if you don't negotiate, you're going to end up alone. Not true, one. And two, also, I'm totally fine, like, right now. Yeah. Even, like, when I told you yesterday that guy hadn't confirmed, I'm like, I don't even, before I'd freak out if he didn't confirm a date. I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do this evening? I have nothing to do. I was like, you know what? I can just lay here, have some wine, watch movies, don't care. Like, I'm good. Like, it's not that I didn't want to hang out with him. It was just that it was fine if I did and fine if I didn't. Right. And we did end up going, and it was a great time, and he was a good human. Do I think we're a good match? I don't know. I think he might be more for B than me. I'm just kidding. B's not. But I feel like he might be more her type, is what I'm saying.
I'm good.
Yeah. No, I know.
But
no, like, even when I was, I don't want to give personal details about that person, but it's just funny that
it's, like, different than your normal type.
Yeah.
You know? And that's fine. And I think it's good, too, like, when you're dating to, like, try different things. And, like, especially, like, I think dating, too, is, like, figuring stuff out. And, like, I think you figure a lot about, figure out a lot about yourself.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a mouthful.
You learn more about yourself
Right.
through other people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I also don't agree with people saying, oh, you only want to date for your husband. That's not true. You don't have to just date because you want to find your husband. You can just date just to get to know yourself and other people and take it casually.
Yeah.
Like, eventually, I want to find a husband again, another second one. But right now, it's okay.
Yeah, just like what literally it's listening to yourself.
Yeah.
Like whatever feels good. And like literally like you have to have like a good relationship with your body and like tune in. Like if you're spending time with a man, even if you're just on a date, like not even if you're being intimate and like your stomach is in knots, like that's not a good sign. Like your body is like tensing and like it's not, you know, you should feel relaxed. Your nervous system should feel calm. It should be like easy, I would say.
Yep.
Like it shouldn't feel like this like, oh my god, like I really hope he picks me, like,
Right.
you know, like that type of energy. I feel like that's how I would always be like when I dated. Oh god, it's been like a decade since I was like actively like dating, but it would always be like, oh my gosh, like I hope I don't do something weird, which I'm fucking weird, so that's stupid, but like I hope I don't like take a bite of this like salad in a weird way and he hates me. It's like if literally he hates me because I take a weird bite of salad, like he's not it, and that's
Yeah.
okay. Like it
Right.
doesn't mean that's super lack mentality. That doesn't mean it's not gonna like there's not going to be anybody. It's like, oh my god, like I eat salad weird, so nobody's ever going to like me. Like, no, that's a limiting belief. Like,
Yeah.
girl, like, it's fine. Like, you'll be okay.
Yeah, if you are anxious about like whether they're going to choose you or you feel like you need it to work out or you're constantly scanning your phone like, oh my god, did they text me? There's a difference between looking for like, oh look, he texted me and that
Yeah.
like calming feeling versus like anxiously waiting. If that's what you're feeling, there's a lack of alignment and they're triggering something. And I don't know the science behind it either, but there's a difference, right? That's like they're triggering some sort of wound. Is it. And so that person's probably not it, or you still have some work to do.
Yeah.
And
could be both.
or both. Like that's how I was. I was always like that. Anytime I went, and then I would go on dates with somebody that I didn't really like all that much, and they wouldn't pursue me after, and I'd be like, wait a second, but I don't even like you, but now I want you to like me. And then I'd
Right.
get into this unhealthy dynamic where I was trying to get that person to like chase me, which is like that's I already knew we weren't a good match, so why did I do that? It's an ego thing.
Yeah, that's totally an ego thing.
Yeah.
And it's like easy to fall into that too, because then it's like, well, why don't you like me? Like,
Yeah.
you should.
Right, you should like me. What do you mean you don't like me? Like I can go in and say like, what I don't understand. Like I thought that we hit it off really well and we got along, and now you're not even texting me. It's like, well, whatever.
And this is like also something that applies to any kind of relationship
Yeah.
too. Like
Yeah.
friendships, even like career, like going for a job interview and being like, oh my god, I hope they pick me. Like literally all of these things are like two people usually meeting, having a conversation and figuring out if it's aligned for you to work together, to be together romantically, to be friends, whatever it is. And it's like you have just like as much power as they do of being like, you know what, this is a good fit, this isn't a good fit, like whatever it is. Like obviously with career there's like money involved and we need that to survive, which is dumb, but like it's like when we can release, it's really just like trust, surrender, like
Yeah.
which like I roll my eyes because it's like that's really it's like what all this boils down to
Right.
a lot of
Yeah.
the time, and it's so easy to say but not easy in practice. But like it's really just living in alignment. Like it's like feeling in your body, like is this a situation that feels aligned? Does this feel right? Does this feel like good?
Yeah. And it's funny because you really have to approach these things with self-love in order to attract what's for your best and highest good. Because I could sit there and be like, oh my God, this person didn't choose me. Maybe I'm not pretty enough. Maybe I'm not funny enough. And I have told myself those things before. But now I'm like, it's okay. Maybe they identified that we weren't a match either. And that's fine. I think that I have developed enough comfort in my own skin. And I know it's also not always, I used to always think it was like a physical thing. It's not always a physical thing. Like you could think somebody is attractive and just not mesh well with them.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Like, I don't know why I was always so like worked up about that stuff. And you know what? I do know it was something I needed to learn. And my soul has now learned that lesson. And I approach things with a calmer mind.
Yeah.
So I'm not sitting there being like, oh my gosh, I need to keep the conversation alive. That was another thing. I would exhaust myself trying to keep the conversation alive. If I mean, the conversation doesn't need to continue.
Yeah, if it doesn't flow, it doesn't flow.
It doesn't flow, it doesn't flow. And if that person comes back around and they want to pursue you, then fine. If not, let it go. Something else is better out there. But the more you try to force things that aren't for you, you're just delaying what is.
That was a solid line.
Damn, look at me. I was going to say, call me, what is it? I don't know. Name a person that has good quotes.
Insert good quote person here.
Insert good quotes. But it's been really fun. And I've honestly, in these past weeks, have approached dating in such a healthier way. Mm-hmm. And even I catch my old self coming back and I'm like, oh my God, this person hasn't texted me, or that's weird. Why I wonder? And then I'm like, whatever. Yeah. Like, what's the worst case scenario? You have no emotional attachment to these people. Mm-hmm. And I can really appreciate a good interaction for what it is. Like, even yesterday's date, like, that was wholesome. I think it was a wholesome person, and I don't know what that means for long term, but it doesn't matter. Like,
yeah,
I had a great time. I was outside, and I don't know. It's funny because I've attracted men that have invited me to do things outside lately, which is what I love.
You love that.
And I'm like, is this the norm? And I'm like, no, this is what you're attracting now because that's what you're putting out. And so they're like, hey, do you want to go for a run? Hey, do you want to go for a hike? I'm like, yes. And then I heard someone say the other day that, oh, a hike or a run is not a real date. Like, again, listen to yourself. To me, that's fucking great. I love it. I would prefer you invite me to that than to go out for dinner or a drink, like a forced conversation. So this is where you have to listen to yourself, because some people might hear that and be like, oh, that's a lack of effort. He's not willing to invest in you. I'm like, what do you mean? He's going outside, getting bit by mosquitoes? Like, I think that's great. And it's just where you just listen to yourself, and not somebody else can disagree. And then somebody that's going to invite them out to hike is not for them. And that's what it is, right?
Yeah. And there's really no rules.
There are no rules.
The only rule is listen to yourself.
Yeah.
Because we're all like unique people, like having unique experiences. So it's like these rules, when people are like, oh, this is exactly how it is. If you don't do it this way, you're gonna fucking hate yourself. Like, no, it doesn't have to be like that. Like, just do like what feels good. And like, I'm in like an interesting situation where it's like, I'm getting used to a fucking man being nice to me, and like I can feel my old self being like, what is this shit? Like, why is he being kind? Why is he trying to help me with my car? Like, why is he like doing, like, I'm like, what? Like, you know. And it's interesting too, because like with the texting thing you're talking about, like looking at my phone, it's like, I'm not like anxious, like, oh, he hasn't responded yet. I'm like, oh, he's busy. He has a fucking life. Thank God. But like, when I do get a text, it's like exciting. There's none of that like abandonment, like, oh God, like everything's gonna fall apart. And like, that feels so nice. It feels so healthy, and it feels so real. And it's just like, it's a different space to be in. But like, it's so weird because it's very healthy and very positive and very like regulating, but because I'm used to fucking chaos, I want to like crash out all the time, and I don't for the most part, you know. He's nice when I do, but I'm like crashing out. He's like, it's okay, we'll figure it out together. And I'm like, what do you mean we'll figure it out together? Nobody's ever said we will figure this out together. Like, you want to be like a partner? Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm not just gonna have to do everything all by myself. Like, so it like, I think there's just that like transition, like of being like, oh, like things can be good and things can like flow, and it can like feel easy and fun, and like not, you know, like we were talking earlier about this whole like rules thing, right? And I'm like, do I like do this? Do I do that? And it's like, I just like, I don't want to overthink it. Like, I'm tired of overthinking, honestly. Like, and it doesn't really help.
It doesn't. Just do what feels right in the moment.
Right.
When you see the person, do whatever you want to do. Like, that's just it. You were asking me, like, what should I do? I'm like, honestly, do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Like, do what feels good in the moment. For everything in life.
Yeah. Literally everything.
Yeah, and it's hard because everyone wants, I guess, like, step 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And you're just going to have to ditch that. And I also think that there's something to people saying relationships take work. And yes, But they do, because, you know, they're a lot of the times they're triggering things that you may not have been aware of, that you haven't healed. But I do think that they shouldn't feel, there should be a balance. Like, there shouldn't be conflict all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if there is, it's something that, I mean, maybe you guys can work collectively together to figure it out. I just think that healthy relationships are unique because so many people before had not wanted to do the work, and then they just jump into something, and then they're like, oh shit, now I'm in this unfulfilling relationship, and now I'm stuck here. I've already built a family with this person. I have a house, and this is just what it is. It's better to do this than to go and see what's out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, you can tell yourself that narrative, but I hate to break it to you. Like, the best thing you can do, and the best thing that I did, is step away and learn who I was, because this feels fucking great.
Yeah.
And you can tell me, oh, what if you don't end up finding somebody? And I know that I will.
Mm-hmm.
And right now I can wholeheartedly say I'm patient. It's okay. It comes when it comes. But you could not pay me to go live the life that I was living before just for stability's sake.
Yeah.
And I'm obviously like less financially secure than I was in a dual income household with somebody that, you know, had a decent career, but I'd still take it over that.
Yeah.
Money and material items don't fix what your soul came here to learn and be.
Absolutely.
And we were talking about that even with like a career base, like where I'm at now. Like, no amount of money makes you love what you're doing more if there's a lack of alignment. And that's the same with, like, I think it's the same with a partnership. You can be with somebody that maybe makes a ton of money, and you just are looking at that person and you're like, do I really want to spend my life like this?
Yeah.
I don't know. So if you're in an unfulfilling relationship and you feel like you need to step away, I do think there are instances where you can work through it together. Mm-hmm. But only you know.
Right.
And that's the thing. Nobody can tell you. It takes some soul searching.
Yeah.
Sitting with yourself and figuring out.
And you can only do that by yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you can't, you can't really soul search with somebody else. And, like, not to say that, like, you can't be in a relationship and, like, find yourself. I think you can. Yeah. But, like, it's a very individual process. And, I mean, I wasn't really able to do that until I was out of a relationship. And those really unfulfilling relationships, too, it feels like Groundhog's Day. Like, every day, like, you wake up and it just, like, even if there's different stuff going on, it's like that feeling in you. It just feels like the same shit day after day. And, like, you're having the same fights about the same things, and, like, nothing gets resolved. Yep. And, like, obviously I was in a very toxic relationship, so it's not always relatable when something's just not aligned. But it's like, if you feel stuck in that way, or you feel like every day, like, it's the same shit, like, and I'm just, like, tired of it, like, take a step back, go into nature. That's one of our favorite things to do. And, like,
back
breathe,
to where we came from.
Breathe and just be like, what is it? Like, what do I actually enjoy about the life I'm living right now? What feels like fucking shit? Because
honestly, too, the scary choice is usually the most rewarding. So for me, as I've spoken about quite often, it's like leaving something that I thought I was going to be in forever. Mm-hmm. And did it play out in the way that I thought? No. Like, I didn't find somebody 6 months later and get married again or anything like that. But as cheesy as it sounds, I found myself, and I learned to love who I am at my core. That doesn't mean that everything's perfect all the time, and I don't have my bad days and my days that I doubt myself, but most of my days are good. And then when I have those days where I don't feel good, I'm very vocal about it. I'm like, I'm having an I hate life day today, and I just need to be in that space. Yeah. And then the next day or so, I'm like, okay, well, back to feeling good.
But it's just a day.
Yeah.
It's not your whole life anymore. And like, it feels, it's so much better. And even the I hate life days, at least I've noticed for me, like, they're not as bad as when you like literally hated your entire life. Yeah.
And it was funny because the last I hate life day I had was triggered by being exposed to inconsistency again. Mm-hmm. And that just, like, put me over the edge. And then, again, it's never about that person. Like, I'd not even met that person in real life. It was that feeling that they were giving me that I didn't ever want to feel again. That, like, where someone is really, like, attentive and then pulls back. And I was like, this is a fucking huge wound that you were triggering. And so, like, honestly, it's letting that go early on. It feels fucking amazing.
Yeah, I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm proud of me too. And it's been a learning process because, again, I would have just stuck in that for however long, hoping that that person would show up in a different way. But I already know how that plays out. And we all want to be the exception to the rule, but don't do yourself a disservice by staying in something for a long time, hoping that you are the exception.
Yeah.
Just
because, like,
drain yourself.
it's so, oh my God, it's so draining.
Yeah, you feel like you're like, I swear, I feel like my skin is different. Like, I'm just like dead inside.
Everything. Like, I can see too, like, when you, and this could just be because, like, I can read energy really well, but, like, you can see it in people's eyes when they're unfulfilled in life. Like, there's no sparkle. They look like their soul is, like, dying. I'm seeing the freaking, like, poor unfortunate souls from The Little Mermaid in Ursula's cave, where it's just, like, a shriveled up little, like, gray, like, nothing, right? And it's, like, you can see that, and it's, like, I got so good at faking that, like, I was fine and loved life. But it's, like, even looking back at pictures, I'm like, that girl looks fucking miserable.
Yeah.
Like, you can only, like, fake it so much. And it's, like, why do that to yourself? Like, you don't, you can be happy. You can have a good life.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have to be miserable. People are always like, oh, life is hard. Like, it's, like, yes, there are challenges. But your whole life doesn't have to, like, feel like hell on earth.
No, you should be mostly happy to be alive.
Yeah.
And so don't convince yourself that you need to stay in a relationship because that's the best you can do and look what's out there, or stay at a job because, that's what you'd have to do in order to be able to afford the life that you want. None of that shit's true. And there's a reason why the vast majority of people are walking around unfulfilled, and the others, are far and few in between because they've had to do the work and they've done it and they're on the other side.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that all their days are great. That's another thing. People are like, oh, but I bet sometimes. Yeah, sometimes I'm sure they have bad days. Like, I don't know. When people are unhappy, I think we project and are like, oh, I bet they're hiding something. I bet, like, life isn't as good as they project it to be. And that's all just them speaking from their own limiting.
Yeah. Well, it's a mirror thing, right? Like, it's...
Yeah.
Yeah. And when you stay stuck in situations that are misaligned, you don't leave any room for magic in your life.
Yeah.
Or miracles or anything like that. And it's like, ever since I, like, took the very scary leap of leaving my toxic relationship and going out on my own and, like, going no contact with my family, like, literally so much magic has shown up in my life. And it's just, like, it's amazing. And, like, I could have never, like, predicted this. I could have never, like, dreamed this. Like, did it work out exactly how I thought it would? No. So it turned out so much fucking better. And, like, I just, like, release the control, release the grip, trust, surrender, like...
Yeah. I'm in the thick of it with, like, just releasing control of one aspect of my life. It's not romantic, and I'm going to work with somebody. And I do think that you need to find what helps you, but I'm going to start doing some work on that next week. And I'm really hoping that helps get to the next level, because what I've learned is when you hold on to something for stability, it will suck the life out of you.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, I'm living in alignment in one aspect, but there's something I know I consciously need to do. I just don't know how to execute. So so that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
And I'll elaborate
More to come.
when I'm ready.
Yeah.
But right now I'm not. So
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, anyways, thank you all again for listening.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate the support. And until next time, just remember that none of us have it all figured out. We're just aligned, almost.
Bye.
Bye.